Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting time it is for basketball in Australia, with the WNBL set for a new era under the ownership of the Wallaby Capital Group and an NBL consortium from April the 2nd. The new ownership and the new CEO, Jennie are hard-working already, preparing for next season, which is going to be a whole new version of the WNBL. We're going to hear from Jennie and her first big hire, Australian basketball royalty and recently announced special advisor for the WNBL, Lauren Jackson, in just a moment. But before we do that, let's take a look at what lies ahead for this new chapter of the WNBL.
This is the WNBL. For over 40 years, Australia's longest-running women's league has celebrated the power, passion and perseverance of our athletes. It's Australia's league, and our players have shone in the WNBA and won Olympic medals.
That's right, and it is good.
Proving excellence is in our DNA. A new era begins with every pass, every drive, and every dream. Under the visionary guidance of leaders Robin Denholm and Larry Kesselman, our players lead the charge on and off the court.
They have done it!
This is more than basketball. Are you ready to witness history? Join us in celebrating the heart, soul, and future of women's basketball. The time is now.
Well, as Jack mentioned, we're so lucky now to be joined by Lauren Jackson and Jennie Sager. Welcome, ladies. Lauren, to you first of all. You've had an incredible playing career. What inspired you to give back to the WNBL in this new advisory role you're taking on?
Well, I think everyone knows I'm very passionate about women's basketball, and obviously this next chapter of the WNBL is a really exciting one, and I personally just can't wait to see what happens and to be a part of that growth. So, yeah, I mean, it was sort of a no-brainer, really.
As a former player yourself, Lauren, how much of a game changer is this new ownership for the growth of the league?
Yeah, it's amazing, actually. I think there's no one better to sort of take the reins of the women's league with Larry and Robin up there, and then obviously Jennie. It's very exciting, and I think we've got the right people in place to really take the league to the next level. I mean, the product's always been great. It's just we haven't had that sort of investment or vision or, you know, resources to sort of drive it forward. So now it's game on.
Jennie, congratulations in your new role as CEO. For people that don't know, you've had a really exciting career across television, marketing and tech across Australia and the US for some huge companies, Twitter, Viacom, the National Geographic. What excites you most about taking on this role in this particular moment in history?
I think there's just incredible momentum around women's sport in general right now, but definitely women's basketball. I mean, everyone is talking about women's basketball right now. That's undeniable. And I think audience numbers are up, investment's up, fan engagement is up, and we've got an incredible league here. It's actually the oldest women's basketball league in the world, which is pretty amazing. And we have the talent that matches that. You know, so many Olympians on the teams, WNBA champions, and so I think it's just the perfect moment to elevate it to new heights. It's super exciting.
Lauren, you've been vocal about the importance of player welfare and development. How will you ensure that players are able to get what they need to thrive on and off the court?
Well, I think obviously women's basketball is very different to men's basketball, and there's a lot of reasons why women sort of need a little bit, they need different things, obviously. So, yeah, that transition sort of phase is very important to me, but also just giving the athletes the tools to be able to thrive away from the basketball court and give them skill sets that they can use in life outside of basketball. It's very important.
Jennie, we've spoken a lot about the transformation of the league. What do you see as the biggest growth point?
There's so many exciting things that lie ahead, but I think we're really going to double down on storytelling. I think we need to build up that emotional connection with the players and the clubs and really make sure that everyone knows who they are and where they can see the game. So that's definitely a priority. Also working with some amazing commercial partners and brands that want to come on this journey with us and show everyone that they are ready to support women's sport and really make sure that women's sport is up where men's sport is in this country, and I think that's really important. And then, of course, investing in the athletes. So we need to keep investing in the pathways and make sure that we can keep the best players here in Australia and keep attracting some of the best players from overseas as well.
Now, it's Super Bowl Monday. Jennie, it's an event that you've worked on. You've also worked with some incredible global stars, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Barack Obama. What will you take from that into this role here?
Well, firstly, I'm a New York Giants fan, so it's not a great time for New York Giants fans, but I think there's so much that you can take on board. Like, firstly, just again, storytelling and making sure that you're building and telling stories in a way that people want to hear more and see more, but also doing events, which are our games and our game day experiences that make people want to come back again and again and again, and that's really important. Also, preparation, like when you work in live television, you can't just have a plan B, you've got to have a plan C, D, E, F, G, and something's going to go wrong. And so I think you need to innovate, but learn while you're innovating as well. And there's no such thing as a failure, there's just a challenge, and you keep on plowing ahead, and that's what we're going to do.
Lauren, we know you're one of the absolute greatest. We have to ask you while you're here, have you got a favourite match or moment that you're particularly proud of?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, there's been so many, I think, over the course of my career, but I think the journey, you know, the journey. The last 3 years have been pretty special, though, so maybe them.
Finally, Lauren, dare to dream with us for a moment. What kind of legacy do you hope to create for the WNBL in this new era and in your new role?
Well, like Jennie said before, you know, the WNBL is the longest running elite women's competition in Australia, but also globally. And I think to be able to take our league and make it the pinnacle of women's sport in this country, I think it's doable. I think we've got the right people leading the way. And like I said, the product's there. It's just a matter of having the right people with the right vision driving it. So, yeah, it's an exciting time.
Thank you so much for joining us, ladies. Everyone, give it up for Lauren Jackson and Jennie Sager.